Hello everyone! Welcome once again to this. Just kept me up at night and driven me a little insane. I'm a little tired. However, welcome everyone. Let me get you. Hello and welcome, my excellent friend.
What's up?
Nothing much. I'm a little tired today, but I really want to play this, so...
Okay, well, you deserve it, so...
Oh, thank you.
How about you?
Thanks. Yeah, I think, you know what? I do deserve it. I do. Welcome. Yeah, it is the shirt once again. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Ramen, Esty the Queen, Brownie Fox, Lesbian Miku, Gebe, Grace, MJ, JJ, Taya, Rat Skull, Kirsten. Yeah, anyone else who's lurking around, welcome. Hope you have fun today. So we are continuing off from we're still in the first trial portion, yeah? Or the second trial portion?
We're on the second trial portion, and we finished doing the second, or we're starting the next cross exam, the last We are starting the second to last cross examination in this trial portion.
Okay. Perfect. Because I remember we stopped on a pursue last time.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Let me stop the lo-fi. Let me exit out of Met Gala looks. Oh, let me turn the volume on. Hello? There we go. Okay. So, yeah. Was doing a lot of thinking about this last night. I feel more caught up on the case now because I went back to the stream where I did not internalize whatsoever for reasons, and went back to stuff that Barack Van Zieks was saying. I totally did not realize that he told us that Strongheart was supposed to be the prosecutor for the original Professor case, and then Strongheart then acted as his aide for it. Totally did not take that in, but now that's in here. So it's all I've decided that the big bad is going to be, I mean, I already kind of knew it was probably going to be Strongheart. So I'm trying to connect like everything back to him in some kind of way.
Okay.
So I'm very excited to figure out, because like I had a little this is Tracy Redis. Okay, hello, welcome back. Tom Moran, welcome. So yes, I had a bit of a theory that Eugen had sent Asogi over, like, because before I knew about, you know, the nature of their relationship or whatever, and it was like a adopted son kind of thing, I was like, why is he so insistent on Asogi going over? And he's not his teacher or anything, so I was like, what if he's a spy to get close to Strongheart? And then I was like, oh no, he wants to study law, and you know, he's like his adopted son, so we wanted to support him. But now I'm back onto that because now I'm like, what if the professor, what if his dad wasn't actually the professor and he got framed for it, and it was actually Strongheart? More on that later, but I went on for like 3 hours about it. Anyways.
Okay.
That didn't sound like a very faithful okay, but...
I mean, how else do you want me to react, Tony? We've been through this dance so many times already.
I know, the dance of deduction. I know. Okay, well, let's just
biting
continue.
my lip, trying not to argue with you, to correct things, and I just put you on the right track. No more moon logic, please.
I'm sorry. You sound so exhausted. Okay, well, I won't put you through any more of it. Well, let's just continue. Okay. Sorry, what did he... Okay. Whereas they had captured Gregson in their like secret hideout or whatever, because he had come asking questions about the Redheaded League, and then he tried to escape, so they caught him again. And then Ryu's like, you didn't shoot him in your haste. And of course, no, we didn't. I simply caught hold of him again and took him back to the room. Okay. And now Mr. DeRossi has a problem with that. So let's go in. Mr. DeRossi, is something wrong? Eh? Me? Something Mr. DeRousseau just said seemed to make you, well, it seemed to make you act even more strangely than usual. What was that all about? Cavolo, at times like that, you don't want to have the capo after you, believe me. And I speak from personal experience. Personal experience?
That is enough, Peppino. There is no need to say more.
The truth is, the night before we put the Red-Headed League plan into action, I was scared. It was not fair to the capo, but I tried to run away. It's a shame you didn't manage it. That was so unnecessarily bitchy. But the capo here, he came after me like a turbine, eh? And he dragged me back to the house, kicking and screaming. I still have the bruises to prove it, eh, capo?
Bruises, you say?
Ah, you wanna see, huh? You wanna see my fantastical bruises?
That's enough now, Peppino. No one wants to look at any part of you.
What to do, huh? I assure you I don't. I assure you I don't.
You do! No!
Okay. Allora, if everybody wants to see, then I do it. Especially the gentleman over there. Ecco, you see? It's still very visible, eh? That red ring around your neck? You got that when you were dragged back to the house? See, the capo sometimes is very rough.
I said that's enough! Peppino's neck is nothing to do with the... Wait, fuck! Peppino's neck is nothing to do with what we are talking about here. You have my word. Yes, what is your opinion, Counsel?
About this red ring about this red ring around Mr. DeRossi's neck? I wonder, does it matter? No, it's not important at all. Mr. DeRossi, I'm going to have to ask you to amend your testimony with details about that mark on your neck. Aye, capo? You see? Everyone is interested in what I say, huh?
Ugh.
Oh dear, the fucking Mario Brothers.
Very well, you will amend your testimony as requested, Mr. DeRossi.
See, if you really wanted to know. He tried to escape, but the capo put a collar on him and dragged him back, like what he did to me, see? Collar?
Hold it!
Are you saying that red mark was caused by... See, a big collar made from the leather. A leather collar? Now, we know one other leather collar.
Is this true, Mr. DeRousseau? What? We had the St. Bernard at home when I was younger. It is a souvenir from that time, with a very strong chain. A strong chain?
And you put that around your friend's neck? The mirrored fist poses.
I'm sorry, I was so angry as that TV was Fuck! I was so angry that you was leaving me alone. I lost it. Fuck!
Sorry, you had it.
I had it. Fuck!
I believe in you, though. You can do it. You can do it. I know you can. You just get back into it. You did not have to tie the chain to the leg of the bed, though, huh? I would not have tried to run again. You didn't do that to Inspector Gregson as well, did you? Treat the people equal, eh? Is the capoeira's motto, eh?
It's starting to sound a lot more like a prison all of a sudden.
The capo is a tough, but the capo is a rough.
I shouldn't have done it.
So, the following morning when you released the inspector, he had a red ring around his neck just like me.
Peppino, s'il vous plaît, leave it now.
Now you know, huh? The capoeira, you don't want to tangle with him, eh? But for the inspector, it's not so bad. Man, you fucked up. It was nothing like prison, really. Now, does he have that red ring on his neck? He doesn't. Quite interesting, quite interesting, quite interesting. Quite interesting! So, the day before his body was discovered, Inspector Gregson was taken prisoner while working incognito.
No, it was not like that. It was out of our prison. It was an invitation to stay. It was only.
However you describe it, there's one glaring inconsistency that remains.
What inconsistency is this, counsel?
I would ask the court to look closely at this photograph of the victim, Inspector Gregson. You will see that there is no red ring visible around his neck. Eh? But that'll make no sense! It was me who took the collare off the man in the morning. And I saw the red bruises on his neck, just like I have. Given that the mark is still clearly visible on this witness's neck, we'd expect to see bruising on the victim, who was put in the collar more recently than Mr. DeRossi.
Indeed, this is most peculiar.
But what we can tell you, huh? We say this from the beginning many times.
Oui, Peppino is right. The man in the photograph. He is someone different from the men we held captives at night. They're stupid.
They're so dumb. I love that they're just fucking crybaby pussies.
Order!
Just like their team soccer players.
It would appear then that on the day before the incident, the man who visited the park on Lime Street posing as an incognito inspector was not Inspector Gregson at all.
Objection!
If that's true, however, how do you explain the inspector's identification? This is a genuine identification book issued by Scotland Yard. It's inconceivable that someone could have stolen such an important item from the inspector. The prosecution made that assertion itself.
And we also know that the inspector had made a note about the red-headed league in his diary for that day. Which surely means we can't divorce the two events completely.
The inconsistency noted by the defense is most troubling. If it were the real Inspector Gregson whom these two red-headed gentlemen encountered, the fact that no bruising can be seen around his neck defies explanation. But equally, if they actually encountered an imposter, how did that person come to be in possession of the real inspector's identification?
Because he killed him.
Does the defense have some plausible explanation, counsel?
The whole thing defies explanation.
It is for precisely these occasions that we keep meticulous notes in the court record, Mr. Naruhodo. Because those are the facts, and the facts cannot lie.
No, the facts can't lie. Even when they point to something so incredible, it's almost unbelievable. Well, my lord, the true identity of the person who turned up in the park for the Red-Headed League's enrollment is revealed by information in the court record, I believe.
Good gracious.
Very tantalizing, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, do you think so?
So why don't you help us all to see whatever truth it is you've apparently seen? Who exactly was this inspector that appeared before Mr. de Rousseau and Mr. de Rossi?
I mean, it had to be an imposter. Though it seems incredible, I admit, the undeniable facts point to only one thing. Since no bruising can be seen on the victim's neck, the person who these two red-headed men took prisoner that day cannot have been Inspector Gregson.
In other words, your whole argument up to now has been a waste of time.
Objection. No. On the contrary, I haven't finished.
What?
There's no bruising on the victim's neck, so the question immediately posed next is, who exactly was this man in the park on Lime Street, found to be carrying Inspector Gregson's identification?
See, that's right. We tell the same story every time. Whoever this man was, the capo dragged him from a pillar to a post with a dog collare.
Mon Dieu, Peppino, I was not so ash as you say, huh?
So was that a falso inspector, huh? Who was he?
Clearly, the defense has an idea about that. About the true identity of the man these two imprisoned that night.
I must ask the counsel for the defense to elaborate post-haste. Who did the witnesses encounter in the park posing as Inspector Gregson?
Now this is a good question. I want to say it was, Okay, I want to say it was him because he's the only person that we know who was there. But why would he have Gregson's identification?
Here, let me help you out here, okay? Think about it. What did little Mario brother fucking reveal?
I mean, that he had a red ring around his neck. That
Okay.
whoever had to. Oh.
So think about
I
it.
see. I understand. Okay, whatever.
Listen, this happened last week, right? Happened last week, you might have not remembered, but it was a very pointed fact that Rio was like, I'm very curious about that weird thing on your neck.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do remember that now. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
We got there.
Goodness me, is it that?
One of the witnesses who was in the stand in this very courtroom earlier today. A nameless man whose only occupation appears to be peddling hearsay to passers-by.
Objection!
What on earth would a street seller be doing with the police inspector's identification papers?
That's what I want to know.
Witnesses, is this the man or not?
What has happened to his lip?
See, this man is not for the red-headed league, eh? He's looking for the twisted lip league, no?
Perhaps rather than making such a rash claim next time, you should bite your lip instead.
It seems improbable, yes, but one undeniable fact remains. During his testimony earlier, I noted something around the man's neck. A red ring of bruising.
Eh?
What?
The defense demands that Mr. Gossip be brought back to the stand.
Order! Bailiff! Bring the aforementioned witness back into the courtroom. Immediately! Well, I never. An undeniable ring of bruising indeed. And identical to that of the witness beside him.
They have two very different neck sizes, though.
Now what's going on here? I've always had this, me. It's a birthmark in it.
A birthmark, you say?
I assume the reason you've been recalled to the stand has been explained to you.
Aye, I'm some about an inspector again. But I'm telling ya, you've got it all wrong as usual.
Sorry. Why does his hair look familiar? It looks like, why does everyone's hair look like this?
Maybe it's just the style of the time period.
Maybe. I don't know.
They're like, how do white people look like? It's just even the same hairstyle.
They all got these weird fucking curls going like this.
They're all side characters anyway. They're like, who cares if they don't look any different? We use the fucking Beppo model twice. We used that old man model twice. Like,
True,
you know?
True. They looked at all the the British Navy in Pirates of the Caribbean. And they said, yeah, that.
Yeah. Like the powdered wigs.
Yeah. You're denying all knowledge of it?
Well, of course I am. Are you trying to kill me with all this nonsense, huh?
The fact that we can see his, like, uvula, the back of his throat. How
Okay.
disturbing.
Well, at least you'll have more stories to peddle back on Fresno Street, won't you? Now, we're going to need you to testify again.
And you, Mr. De Rousseau and Mr. De Rossi, I'm sure you will cooperate, won't you?
Do we have any choice?
We are in a big trouble, eh, capo?
And that's quite enough dilatory chatter. Proceed with the testimony. The man who claimed to be an inspector that day was definitely not this man.
He's right, see? You think we would forget these grand lips, huh? We got stung by a bee.
I never leave Fresno Street, alright? I've no interest in any red-headed league. I'm all alone in the world, me. I've no kinfolk or nothing. Why would I be involved in something like that? Just look at me, huh? Does it look like I could carry off a disguise with a face like this?
But if you, like, slammed your face on a door, and then the wig actually belonged to him, and he wanted, well, but he was posing it as an inspector. He wasn't trying to get the 4 pounds per week or whatever.
It would certainly appear that we have the wrong man.
Casey, JJ?
What have I been telling you, huh? There is no need for this pointless testimony.
Ugh.
That's right. I'm just a simple peddler, remember? Fresno Street's all I know. How would I have come by a police inspector's identification book, huh?
Well, yes, that's hard to explain, but...
A brief cross-examination, I think, counsel. Very brief.
Isn't there anyone in this courtroom who thinks I might be onto something?
No.
I stand steadfastly at your side as always, Mr. Naruhodo.
Waiting for the inspirational, like, so I believe in you as a lawyer and as a friend, but he's just like,
Nah.
no. All right. Who claimed to be the inspector that day? Not this man. But what if... But we also know that the inspector's secret office thing is on Fresno Street. Hold on, I'll press the other one first.
Hold it!
Well, yes, I don't imagine I'll forget those lips in a hurry either.
That is what I am saying. For some reason, it makes me want to eat. How did Fabian call it? An eclair. You know, I've never seen the hair as black as yours before either.
Likewise, I'd never seen red hair like yours until I came to Britain.
See, maybe it's a national trait, eh? Maybe all the people from this man's country have the grand lips.
No, lad. I was born right here on Fresno Street and I never left. Same.
That is the problem, see?
So, you definitely didn't go to the park on Lime Street that day, Mr. Gossip.
Now, how many times do I have you want me to say it, huh?
Never leave Fresno Street. Kinfolk or nothing. For the money. For the money. For the money. You mean you have no family?
No, not at all. So I spend my days on Fresno Street peddling tidbits to passers-by. Hoping, just between us, this is that eventually someone else with lips like mine will come along.
I don't think so.
You may be right.
Anyway, that mark on your neck is just too much of a coincidence for us to ignore.
Well, what's this fellow to do then, huh? You don't believe me? We're at an impasse. And there's nothing I can do but flick my lip.
I wish you would stop doing that. It gives me the same vibe as in third case of game 3, the guy who like keeps rubbing that like boil on his nose is like what. Looks like I'm not gonna get anywhere here unless I can produce some proof.
Well, of the trilogy?
Yeah.
Victor Kudo. I remember less about his nose and more that he was a fucking pervert.
Yes, that too. See, here's the thing. I watched like a little bit of the first part of that case and then skipped it.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, it's not exactly... I think Furia, Tigre, and Violet or Viola. I think they're really fun, but the rest of the case is just really like, okay.
Yeah, like I got the gist of what happened and then I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Funny dialogue about Phoenix being able to pull off a maid dress and then...
Yeah. You're basically saying I got dressed up and posed as some fancy and special, are you? Well, it's beyond me how you think I could do that. Jesus Christ. I'm like... And the thing is, it's like, I've been streaming like every other day this week. So I'm just like, why am I still loose-lipped?
I feel like the more you talk, the harder it gets to talk, if that makes sense. Like, you have to find that, like, happy middle between warmed up and I've spoken too much. Okay, so I guess... Ria wants me to present some evidence. Let's go through what we have, huh?
Yeah, when I was like streaming AA4, I don't like do commentary. I'm just kind of like blazing through it. But then just the non-stop speaking is...
Yeah. And you're doing every single character. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that happening when I played AA2 for the first time. It's just like, there's so many people here.
And they're talking so much.
It's almost like it's a visual novel.
Oh my god.
You want me to read? Ugh. Please. Just want to look at Nuri's perfect art. The glass over the face really is badly cracked. Look.
What a shame when the inspector clearly looked after it so carefully.
I imagine Mr. Sholmes could repair it, don't you?
Yes, I should think so.
He's very adept at things like this. A useful man to have around, in fact.
But kindly remember that he's a great detective, Mr. Naruhodo, not an odd job man.
He kind of is an odd job man, honestly. Oh, what's at the top here?
No, he would sell the watch to pay for his rent.
To pay for his new car, you mean?
Yeah. new rims for the car.
Yeah. There's a tiny little stub sticking out from this small hole here. Look.
I suppose there must have been a little knob or something on that for setting the time.
Oh, it is broken. In that case, seeing as we know the inspector took such good care of this watch, it probably broke when the incident occurred, didn't it?
Yes, of course.
Which could mean that there's a small part of the watch still at the scene, maybe. Oh, where he was actually killed. Okay. It's good to know. Okay, firecracker. Anything else about this? We already examined this. Yeah, we did. We already got the handprint, right? Yeah, nothing new there. Autopsy report, okay. Shot in the chest at close range from the front, resulting in instant death. Scorch marks at point of entry. I think I have to figure out what I'm trying to prove. Okay, so I'm trying to prove that he is actually the person who, claimed to be the inspector. Maybe if I press this, we'll have some more information. So you say, but how can you be quite so certain?
There is no need to add your hands on the desk, monsieur. Surely the reason is obvious, no? Because I have never before seen lips like this.
Nevertheless, there's a clear red mark around Mr. Gossip's neck. And it looks very much like that left behind on the neck of your colleague by your prized collar.
Mon Dieu! With your words, it is like you tried cleaning my neck.
It does look very much like a my neck, though, eh?
No, this is a birthmark, lad.
Why are you insisting it's a birthmark?
The biggest lips in London and a neck to die for, eh? They broke the mold when they made me. For the first time in my life, I feel lucky to have been born with your red hair.
And I thought being Japanese made you stand out in London.
So you maintain that you've never seen this man before?
Oui, c'est ça. I swear to it by the flames of my hair.
So fierce pride has outgrown the frustration with your hair now, has it? Okay. I never leave Fresno Street, so... I missed the part where the Mario brothers air their BDSM laundry. God. Okay, so I have to prove that he has left Fresno Street before, probably, huh? I don't know if I can do that.
Did you press this statement?
I think so. Yeah, I thought I did.
I don't think so.
I thought I did. No, because I was like, never. I totally thought I'd pressed it. God damn it! Ah! So you'd heard of the red-headed lake, had you?
You don't get a name like Gossip for nothing, huh? It's my business to know what's going on in town. I sold that tasty tidbit for a fair few redheads that came past me.
My house is shaking. I don't know why something started rattling after Clatter just went by.
Just between us, I even got sandwich to cough up for it.
Well, he does have a very red nose, if that counts.
Who knows?
But as you can see, my own hair has not got a hint of red in it. And in any case, Fresno Street's my patch. You won't catch me saddling off to some other part of town. No, sir, not likely.
Is that so?
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Mr. de Rousseau,
Oui? Can I help you?
Did Mr. Gossip's words just now lead you to remember something relevant, perhaps?
It was the other day when I was looking for a place near the park. A small house or something.
To be the headquarters of your red-headed league, yes.
I visited an housing agent on Lime Street, and there I saw him. This man was paying money to the agent. Ah!
Mr. Gossip? With a housing agent?
Oui. He had some kind of contract in his hand, and they were clearly discussing terms.
No, you're mistaken, Sam. I've never left Fresno Street, like I said before. You've mistaken me for someone else, someone with the same face.
No, the capo is right. I remember it too. He was paying the man with the banknotes.
With notes? Like I said, that wasn't me.
I was curious why this man with the dirty clothes had so much money. So I looked at the name on the papers.
And what name was written? Mr. Gossip?
No, this man, he lies. He tells you that he has no name. But in fact, his name is Hugh Boone, eh? He's better than Mr. Gossip, I think, see?
Where did we see that before? Hold on. We saw it somewhere. Where was Hugh Boone? What? Did we have it on a paper? We'd heard Hugh Boone so many times.
I don't know if it's in evidence, but I know where it's relevant.
Okay, I might remember it, but I remember the name Hugh Boone very clearly.
So Hugh Boone's the owner of the building on Fresno Street.
Oh. How interesting.
I'm a peddler of tidbits and information, like I said, on Fresno Street, and that's that. I don't know. I don't much like folk talking about my personal life.
Indeed. And it is not the intention of the court to invade the privacy of witnesses. Very well, I shall respect your wishes, sir. The aforementioned name shall be redacted from all court records of this trial, assuming no objections.
Objection! I don't know if that's... I'm sorry, my lord, but the defense does object. Because the name just mentioned has a very deep significance to this case.
Good gracious, do you similarly object? Similarly object, Prosecutor Hasoki.
Don't do those tongue twisters as Kazuma or I'll laugh.
Stop! As it happens, my lord, the particular name has already been mentioned during today's proceedings.
Well, I never. In what capacity?
Hugh Boone. The name of the leaseholder of the room.
Let me put this very simply. The victim's body was discovered in your rented room.
I suggest, sir, that you start talking.
Well, alright. I suppose that might be the case,
So your real name is Hugh Boone? Is there a pun there? Hugh Boone?
No, that's the name of a Sherlock Holmes character.
It's the name of a Sherlock Holmes character.
Yeah, the fucking book character.
Well, that's between us. I don't like to blow on my own trumpet, but there's no finer peddler of tidbits in town.
Oh, good night, Ramen, and welcome Dishnet 34.
So I happen to be able to afford a grubby little room in a fallen down back street townhouse.
You do? And once every 6 months, I go and pay the rent to the agent on Lime Street. I remember now. There were 2 vulgar redheads in there last time.
Eh? If either of us is vulgar, it is not a me.
Think again, Bibiano.
Why didn't you bring this up before? It's like I told you already. I don't like talking about my personal life. I'm a tidbit peddler as far as everyone else is concerned. No fuss.
You will update your testimony to include this most surprising revelation, Mr. Boone.
If I must. So the leaseholder Scotland Yard has been looking for since the body was discovered. Has been here under our noses all along.
Very interesting. It's true for what difference it makes, Kix. Let's press that. So, you live in that room, presumably, do you?
No, I don't live there. What do you think? There's no bed, is there? It's just a desk.
Then, why would you want to rent it?
Well, I don't think I should have to say, really.
So he's renting it out to Gregson he's renting that room, but Gregson is using it, and he has Gregson's identification. Quite interesting.
Then how about the notice board in there? Which was covered from top to bottom in confidential documents only the police should have access to. No, that board's not mine. The inspector must have brought it along. It's only the other bits and bobs that belong to me. The desk and the chair and that.
People don't generally carry enormous notice boards around with them. The real question is, why was Inspector Gregson killed there, in your room?
Well, obviously, I'm not the faintest idea. I mean, it's causing me no one to bother, to be honest.
It seems to me that Mr. Mr. Boone, would rather as little is known about his room as possible for some reason.
Yes, it does come across that way. And more importantly, knowing that the scene of the crime is actually his room completely changes things. In particular, there's one part of his testimony that's really bothering me now.
Orange text.
Orange text. That's how I'm finally going to undo this man. Control Z. Okay, what did he say? Particularly, okay. Board's not mine. The inspector must have brought it along. It's the only other bits and bobs that belong to me. Rather as little known about the room as possible. Knowing the scene of the crime is actually his room completely changes things. Okay. Huh. Huh. Okay, let's try this. I got full health.
Objection!
Nope. The witness's last statement is clearly contradictory when you consider this piece of evidence here. Yes, undeniably.
You're wrong.
Well, I think perhaps maybe I'm not wrong.
Whatever.
Okay, maybe I was. Okay. For what? Okay, so it's got to be that's because I was thinking maybe he's the missing daily vigil. Really didn't ask for your opinion, Clav. How interesting. Because everything is his except the notice board. Is that correct? Okay.
So you're on the right track. I suggest reading through your statements once again.
Okay.
Just read through them.
Okay. All right. Let's have a little read. It's a visual novel, after all.
Yes.
The man who claimed to be an inspector that day was definitely not this man. You think we would forget those grand lips? I rent the room where that fellow was found. What difference it makes? I'm all alone in the world. I've no kinfolk or nothing. Why would it be involved in something like that? Okay, so maybe this is the statement where I present this. Haha, okay.
There you go.
There we go.
So when you were like you clicked over it, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you're like, maybe this has something to do, and then you started like steepling your fingers, and then you immediately like grabbed past it. My face, I was just like
And I know I do that to you all the time, so I was like, I'll just go back and present it just so we don't end up in another situation like that. But then it was wrong, so I was like,
like you're there, you know, you're so close, but like once you just like funnel in, you don't like when you have like you're on the right track, but then you fixate on the wrong thing, and you're trying to force like a square peg into a round hole. And I'm just like, just put it in a square hole instead, please.
Like the square hole's like right there, and I'm like, oh, but maybe if I turn it this way, then it will fit.
Oh my god. Okay, if we manage to, I don't know if we'll finish DGS 5 by the time you're here.
Oh, probably
but if
not.
we do end up doing a stream here, I'm gonna be in the background like,
We have to. We'll probably be on case 5 by then, because it's like we're like 3 weeks out.
yeah.
But yeah.
I'm just gonna be in the background like hiding behind Gojo Ball like, oh my god, I can't reveal too much.
You seeing the shit, Clavier?
Yeah, I'm hoping that with the timing, we'd be like at the very end. So like I wouldn't be like so that if you go back to the VOD, it's not spoiling anything because we would be already done.
Right.
And you could just see me in the background being like
I think I would have to not go back to the VOD in that case. Like if it's not more near the end, like I would just have to not see that VOD or like cover up the camera part if I wanted to go back. Because most of the reason I go back to the VODs, besides like listening for my own voice acting and stuff, is like finding facts again. Just to like, make theories. So I'd have to like cover up the camera portion or something.
Yeah, what I'm saying is like, depending, like obviously I won't do that if it's not the last one, but if it is the last one, I'm gonna be emoting like like hell. I'll be like,
Okay, well, then we have to speed through this then to get there. Okay. If you have no kinfolk, as you put it, then explain why it is that among the sparse furnishings, we found this photograph in the room.
ah.
I presume, as you've been renting the room, that this photograph belongs to you, does it not?
No, I don't know that MILF. Well.
I've never seen her boobs, I mean her breasts, I mean her jugs, I mean her... Mr. Boone, drop the pretense and tell the court exactly who you really are.
I don't know what you mean. I'm a peddler. I keep telling you so. You really don't need to bother with me. Please, just Leave it alone.
So the hair is part of it!
As the man says, leave it alone. Whatever the truth is about this man's life, it has no bearing on this case. Because it's simply not possible that he impersonated Inspector Gregson.
I'm about to rock your world, sweetheart. How can you be so sure?
Just look at the man. No amount of disguise could ever hide those unmissable features.
This is the disguise, my love. Kazuma, my love. But what if we were to look at this the other way around?
What do you mean?
Yes, Counsel, what do you mean?
Well, there's no denying that Mr. Boone's lip is very prominent indeed. But consider the possibility that his prominent lip itself is part of an elaborate disguise. Then hiding that prominent feature, in other words, revealing his true face, would make an utterly impenetrable disguise. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Hugh Boone?
Ah! Good! Witness, are you still hiding the truth from this court?
My loved friend.
If that's a disguise, then underneath it, his true identity must be...
Yes, that's right. There's really only one person he could really be. My lord, the defense believes it can reveal Mr. Boone's true identity to the court.
No, please, no. Very well then, Counsel. What is the true identity of this peddler who goes simply by the name of Gossip on the street?
Eugen Mikotoba.
Yes. I've been wanting to nail him for something for so long. But it doesn't matter if he's a victim or the guy who's shutting witnesses up in case one. Your real name is actually Mr. Vigil, isn't it? Mr. Daily Vigil.
Ah! I don't recall that name, Counsel. Who is this Mr. Vigil?
It's a name I encountered yesterday, my lord. It has to do with a certain client of Mr. Herlock Sholmes. A young gentlewoman came to the detective asking him to locate her missing husband. Ryu, you're supposed to be pretending that you didn't hear any of this. The woman in the photograph, in fact. This is Mrs. Vigil.
What?
From what I understand, you haven't returned home since the night before the inspector was found dead. But of course, on that night, you are being held captive by the two Red-Headed League men.
And last night you were put up by the prosecution service in preparation for testifying in this trial. Because we'd been led to believe that you, Miss Venus and Mr. Sandwich, were all homeless. Being important witnesses in this case, we needed to know where we could find you, of course.
And that explains why you've not only been unable to return home, but also unable to contact your wife, who's been beside herself with worry, waiting for you at the Vigil residence.
Now, you just hold on a minute. I don't have
What I'm talking about? Really? It's a simple enough matter to confirm my suspicions. All we have to do is pull off that disguise.
No, please. Bailiff, bring soap, a sponge, and a wash bowl at once. Mr. De Rousseau and Mr. De Rossi, you will restrain the witness.
Why? You bailiffs for that.
Please, my lord.
Si, my lord.
Ah! No, Stop! Get off! Don't!
Okay. I guess they. Haha. Hello, Mr. Vigil. The curls don't lie.
The curls don't lie.
Well, we are now seeing her true features, I presume.
Why are you pretending to be homeless and live on Fresno Street? Whatever. He's probably gonna tell us now.
Lift your head, sir, so the court can see your face.
It would appear that the defense counsel's assertion was entirely correct. This has all been a very elaborate deception. So, witnesses, tell the court, have you seen this man before? I don't believe it, but...
See, there is no question. This is the inspector we saw in the park.
Extraordinary!
Okay, because I was thinking that Vigil was actually the Reaper, and we were saying that, Cosmo was saying that the, office is not Inspector Gregson's office, but the Reaper's,
Hold on.
like... What? Waiting.
Sorry, you can keep going.
Okay, cool. Cosmo was saying it's not the inspector's office like Scotland Yard. I don't remember if he said it wasn't, but he believes that it's actually the Reaper's base of operations. So he was saying it's Van Zeek's office, but what if it's, because he's the one renting the room, so it's his, and it is the Reaper's base of operations. On the day of the Red-Headed League enrollment, the man claiming to be Inspector Gregson, who appeared before Mr. de Rousseau and Mr. de Rossi in the park,
Was you disguised as the inspector? Or rather... Was you posing as the inspector in no disguise at all?
so he must have killed Inspector Gregson, took his ID, and then, well, why would he, hold on. Why would he put him, maybe it was convenient to dump him in there, but then, no, because then there's that whole thing with the firecrackers, which seem to be very, like, why would you want to draw attention to the body if you are the one who killed that person? And then, like, they're in your rented room. Mr. Vigil was formerly employed as the chief warder at Barclay Prison.
The chief warder. Then your career had promise. Why? You would quite possibly have become the future governor of the prison. What on earth have you been doing peddling tittle-tattle on Fresno Street?
Well, it's been 10 years since Mr. Vigil worked at the prison.
10 years?
Oh, you didn't know?
I'm really dreadfully sorry about all of this. Yes, it's true. I am Daily Vigil.
And you were the chief warder at Barclay Prison 10 years ago. So where did Mr. Hugh Boone come from?
Boone is the other me. It's a name I invented. Well, evidently there's a great deal under the surface here. I'll explain everything. I'll tell you just how wretched my life has become.
Yeah, he couldn't have killed him because we're not nearly at the end of the case.
As you say, it was 10 years ago now that my employment at Barclay's chief warder came to an end. Having left the prison service, I searched for some new occupation by which to earn a wage. But times are hard in London, and I found no suitable engagements at all. In desperation, one day, I turned my hand at selling wares on Fresno Street.
But your wife appears to know nothing of this. She still maintains that you are the chief warder at Barclay Prison.
I was utterly determined that my wife should not know of my failings, which is why I've never told her. I opened an account at the bank under the name of Hugh Boone. And I rented the cheapest room I could find on Fresno Street.
The scene of the very crime we're investigating.
Yes, that's right. A place from which I can emerge every morning at 8 as a squalid peddler. And transform myself back every evening at 5 into a well-dressed man about town before returning home. That quickly became my daily routine.
That was really cool art.
I was puzzled by the lack of furniture in the room. But that explains it.
But why on earth didn't you just tell us this in the first place?
I have a wife, sir, and 2 sons.
It's a closed court.
And without wishing to sound self-conceited, they regard me with some pride. I couldn't bring myself to disappoint them.
So instead, you decided to conceal your occupation from them.
Yes. I've made such a terrible mess of everything.
Still, one thing doesn't add up. No matter how many tidbits of information you could sell to passing gentlemen, or even at 6 pence apiece, you couldn't hope to match the salary you must have commanded as chief warder at the prison.
Very true. To have kept your family in comfort despite 10 years of somewhat misbegotten employment. That was all thanks to Inspector Gregson.
What? Inspector Gregson? What on earth?
It was some years after I invented Boone and began my other life as a street seller. The inspector, that is, recognized me one day. Do you mean to say the victim was an acquaintance of yours?
Well, I mean, they would have worked together if he was... yeah.
I knew him from my time working at the prison. When he saw what I'd become, he was deeply troubled for me and my family. And from that day forward, he visited me on Fresno Street with increasing regularity.
Gregson.
Then one day, he asked me if I would carry out a secret assignment for him.
A secret? What was it? Inquiring minds want to know.
I was to impersonate the inspector.
What? Impersonate him?
We always met in that little room so the inspector could brief me.
Gregson.
Visit Orcsies tomorrow and take a statement from the proprietress.
It was always something along those lines. Surveillance work, interviewing people. On those occasions, he would lend me his identification so people would believe who I was. My instructions were to make an impression, to let people know that Inspector Gregson had been at work. And for those services, he compensated me financially. A Scotland Yard inspector willingly relinquished his identification into your care with intent to deceive? That, as I'm sure I need not to point out, is a very serious criminal offense! But why? What was the point of you impersonating him?
I saw that little sweat drop there for a second.
I truthfully do not know. All I could say is that the inspector warned me on numerous occasions. Now remember, Vigil, I need your solemn word. You don't blab about this to anyone, right? Ever. Even if, well, if I end up a croaker.
Okay, well that kind of takes away his motive.
In time, he started to bring papers with him to the room as well. It became something of a second office for him.
So, in fact, the person who declared himself to be Inspector Gregson at the park on Lime Street was really...
Yes, it was me, acting on the inspector's orders. As usual, I removed my boon disguise. And then went as instructed to the park, armed with the inspector's identification book. It never occurred to me that the bruise on my neck might give me away. Well,
What are you saying? God help me, is it your dogs?
yeah.
I see, okay.
It would seem this confession completely destroys the defense's case. Explain yourself, Prosecutor Asugi. My loaded friend's assertion was as follows. The victim was killed at another location on the day before his corpse was discovered. At the hands of these two red-headed League men when they imprisoned the inspector. But no, that can't be.
What was that all about? What are you doing?
After all, it wasn't the inspector who went to the park that day, it was me.
Oh, goodness.
Finally, we have clarity. We had nothing to do with the matter of the inspector. And merci, Monsieur de la Défense, for proving it.
Ah!
Order! Indeed, it would appear that we have reached a de facto conclusion of sorts. These witnesses had no involvement in the murder of the victim.
Well, then we still don't know where Gregson even was the day before. Like, we have no idea where he was.
As proven somewhat ironically by the defense.
Ugh.
I hereby call an end to the cross-examination.
Gregson, how the hell am I supposed to prove you were... Who's holding it? Is that Kazuma?
You're gonna knock over something.
I'm not.
You're gonna knock over something.
Imagine I just like whacked my mic after that.
Pardon me, my lord, but with your permission, I would like to pose one further question to the witness.
Kazuma?
What question, Counsel?
It concerns the events of 10 years ago. I believe you would have been present at a very significant execution that was carried out at the time.
10 years ago?
Yeah, man. The one that got you fired. The execution of the professor. Genshin Asogi.
I want to know exactly what your involvement was. Oh. Answer me, man.
One moment, Counsel.
Oh no, he's breaking.
Is this related to the current case?
He doesn't care.
Naturally. It is the prosecution's belief that this case and the events of 10 years ago are inextricably linked.
Does the defense concur, Counsel?
Kazuma. You're not yourself. You're not as calm and collected as usual.
Poor Kazuma-sama. No wonder he's acting this way. Mr. Vigil's memories of what happened 10 years ago would tell the tale of Genshin Asogi's last moments. His own father.
I know. I do understand that. But even so...
Yeah, why do you think he's not calm and collected, Ryu?
Kazu... Prosecutor Asogi. Do you genuinely believe that this question requires an answer in order to learn the truth behind Inspector Gregson's death?
I need you to trust me. Please.
As a lawyer and as a friend, wholeheartedly.
Very well. Then the defense has no objection.
I see. In that case, you will answer the question, witness. The truth is, I remember very little of that time.
You've forgotten?
Oh no, he's losing it.
I'm sorry to say, but yes. As I said, I resigned from my role at the prison 10 years ago.
Didn't resign, you were fired.
But for some peculiar reason, my memory of the events leading up to that moment is extremely hazy.
Everyone's got fucking amnesia.
Does that not strike you as strange, Mr. Naruhodo?
Sorry?
Well, 10 years is a long time. But to have forgotten the reason why he left such an important job.
Yes, you're right. And not only that, Mr. Vigil's claim contradicts what we already know.
The human spirit is a fragile thing. It's broken all too easily. Which is why we have a tendency to wrap it up for protection.
Sorry? The human spirit? I'm afraid I don't understand what you mean.
When we experience pain and suffering that we feel unable to bear, we block it out, obliterate it from our memories, seal it away.
See, this is okay. Because I had thought before, because he had, like, cut the wax figure of his father in half, that he, like, harbored resentment towards his father for, like, committing all those murders. But then hearing that Eugen and Genshin, or not Genshin, Eugen and Jigoku, like, probably, or not probably, like, they, or likely, I don't remember, like, they fought pretty hard for Genshin's, like, innocence. So I'm, like, which leads me to believe that he was framed for that. So then, like, him, I also had thought, I don't know how much of this I had said on stream or if how much of it I'd said in Discord, but, like, I had thought that maybe because Susato read Hands of the Baskervilles, that was on Eugen's desk, and that's how she knew, like, the name of it. So if he also read that and then found out that his father was, like, unjustly killed because Eugen's like, Genshin didn't do it, they're framing him, then he would, like, be out for, like, of course, which would make sense with the revenge on Van Zieks, for, like, doing that. So, like, oh. He's blocking out the pain.
But it never truly leaves us. If the seal is broken, the memories resurface. And when they do, that fragile spirit may finally be crushed.
But I really don't.
Kazuma-sama.
But if it must be crushed, then so be it, because the truth will not stay buried. It's coming out, one way or another.
Right. Now I understand. It's clear what his intentions are. He means to expose the truth at any cost.
Oh, Susato!
Perhaps if I pointed out the contradiction in what Mr. Vigil claimed earlier, it might cause some crucial memories to return to him. But should I? Should I present the evidence or not?
I mean, I want to, because I want to know the truth. I mean, it doesn't matter if I say do it and that's the wrong answer. Rio's probably gonna be like, no, that's not right. I shouldn't do that. So whatever.
I have no idea how this is going to go. But this is a court of law, and I have a duty to pursue the truth. Mr. Vigil, I'd like you to look at this. Evidence that clearly contradicts your version of events.
Take that!
Just a few moments ago, you made the following statement. I resigned from my role at the prison 10 years ago.
Well, yes.
In other words, you claim to have left the post of Chief Warder of your own volition.
Well, yes, of course. Why?
Tell me, do you remember seeing this document before?
No, I don't.
This is a dismissal notice ordering the immediate termination of a prison staff member's employment.
A dismissal notice?
And the name on the notice is yours, Mr. Vigil.
What? What? It's mine?
So you didn't resign from the prison service at all? For some reason, you were dismissed as Chief Warder from Barclay.
No, there's been some mistake. I'm sure. I'm sure I tendered my resignation. This dismissal notice is nonsense. Isn't it?
Music?
If you were forcibly dismissed, there must have been good reason. Clearly, you did something. Mr. Vigil, it's time to break the seal and have you remember!
This music is so haunting.
According to the few remaining records, the final execution that you supervised was on the 17th of June, 10 years ago. And on that day, something very serious took place at Barclay Prison. The 17th of June.
Was that the professor's execution?
Professor... As you were the chief warder at the time, it stands to reason that you would have been present throughout the proceedings. It does sound familiar. And yet, that execution never took place.
But he was shot coming out of the grave. Right, okay.
The convict, ostensibly executed earlier that day, later re-emerged from his grave.
Right. The Juliet theory. Here we go.
The convict came back to life.
In the cemetery in the middle of the night, there was a witness.
However, the witness claims that a moment after he saw the convict clambering out of his grave, a gunshot rang out from over his shoulder, and the bullet pierced the professor's chest, killing him instantly. Those may have been the professor's actual last moments.
Yes. Seeing as you were in charge of overseeing executions at the time, you must know the truth about what really happened. It's in your head, somewhere deep down.
Kazuo said, I don't care about your mental stability or if you have a psychotic break. Tell me about my daddy.
Well, Chief Warder Daily Vigil, I know there are memories in your head that can explain what happened on the 17th of June 10 years ago.
He's gonna physically reach into his head.
And now it's time for you to drag them up.
Mr. Vigil? Mr. Gavin? Shut up.
Yes. The whole prison, it was complete chaos.
Oh, is there like a prison riot?
The prisoner escaped. He was killed in the cemetery. The shocking news ripped through Barclay like a hurricane.
What?
Order! Do you mean to say, Mr. Vigil, that your memories of the time have returned? My head, it's like some floodgates have been opened. The images, the screams.
Oh, my goodness.
The papers. There were reports, articles about a man who'd seen a ghost.
Yes, Enoch Drebber.
But surely those reports were exaggerated.
Images, JPEGs, PNGs.
There were traces at the scene.
Traces of what?
JPEGs, PNGs, pixels even. In Lowgate Cemetery at plot number 139. Blood. Lots of blood. That's where the man was buried, of course. Obviously, something terrible had happened there. The depths of conspiracy and depravity from which this tale is emerging are quite staggering.
I've reviewed the police records from that time extensively. A thorough investigation was conducted by Scotland Yard to ascertain how the convict managed to escape in the first place. And the conclusion reached by the investigating team was that a member of the prison staff must have been involved.
Are you suggesting that a prison warder abetted the man's bid for freedom? Yes, and I was suspected of doing it. Of using that mass murderer's execution as a way to help him escape.
Tony's laughing at the image of Asogi on the floor of the SS Borgia didn't give her psychic damage for months. Listen! It's a sympathetic laugh, okay? I've been there, therefore I can laugh about it. You did what?
I remember now. The horror of all of it is coming back to me. One evening, a few days after the execution, some detectives came to the prison.
Are you actually doing this?
Yes, I am.
I was called to the governor's office at the top of the watchtower.
He's huge!
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't realize. Sorry, I didn't take in how huge he was.
I'm sorry, Daly. That's a serious business, but can I help you now?
He's like twice as tall as those other guys. Even if it's like even if he's in the foreground, it would mean like he was even bigger.
Like, look at the ground. The ground plane is like, he's extremely tall.
Yeah.
As Chief Warder, you were responsible for overseeing the execution of 4, eh?
He's getting closer.
He's so big he covered the other two fucking losers in the background.
He breasts boobily into frame.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it seems the fellas at Scotland Yard want to have a few wee words with you about it. You better pack your things, laddie. You're to attend in person.
As soon as he told me that, my mind just went completely blank. And then the next thing I knew,
He's getting faster.
You're gonna give yourself motion sickness. Oh no shit, wait, what did he say? The professor, blah blah blah. And I let him escape. Okay. Oh, and I let him escape. Oh, this is, okay, sorry, this is you.
Yeah.
I thought it was Ryu.
It's okay.
I
It's going too fast anyway.
His, I need to read what he said. Oh, Kazuma, you killed a man. Look at him, he's dead.
Edgeworth parallels. I don't care.
He's like Adrian Andrews. I don't care if you tried to commit suicide. Who gives
Tell
a
me
shit?
about your trauma.
Yeah,
I need to know the truth.
you're not special. We've all tried to commit suicide.
Order, bailiff, fetch a doctor at once.
He's like, I don't care if you killed yourself.
Exactly, totally unrepentant.
Court is adjourned for today with immediate effect.
I do want to see. Oh shit! I was gonna check the history and see what he said.
So, with Mr. Vigil's collapse, proceedings came to an abrupt end for the day. Once again overshadowed by the legacy of that notorious killer, appearing like a cursed ghost ship on a foggy ocean. Lord Van Zeeks, Mr. Vigil, Kazuma, and Gregson. All of them bound by invisible chains anchored to the same wreckage in the murky depths of the past.
Ryu, he's really using that
Like a
English
miraculous
major.
light that had been trying to cut through the gloom and shine on those tragic events, was playing on the edges of the truth at last.
He really put that creative writing class to use.
I need to take a quick break.
Okay.
I consumed too much tea,
That's okay.
so I will be right back.
Happens to the best of us.
And I'm letting you know that I'm leaving the room for real.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Wow. Oh, and we still have his mask here. Interesting. Well, that was I think it's kind of hilarious that Kazuma was like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if you've repressed these horrible memories. Tell me now. I don't give a shit if you have a psychotic break. That doesn't matter to me. Does it look like I care? I'm a huge cunt. I love this energy from him. My lips always get so dry. Well, what shall we talk about while we wait for Jet to get back? Yeah, I don't give a shit if you're depressed. Oh, I want to know everything. Because now it's like... Of course I had thought that Vigil was the professor, but now I'm like... Or not the professor, the Reaper. But now I'm like, well... Maybe that's not the case. And I had also thought that maybe, like, Gregson was investigating... Because, okay, so with... On the train of thought, where... Yujin and Jigoku don't believe that Genshin actually did the murders, and then Kazuma now is like, someone framed my father and it was like, I want revenge on Van Zieks. That could also... Gregson was the one that solved that case, right? But all the stuff on the notice board was stuff from dating back 10 years. And it was all stuff that related to Van Zieks' cases. So I think that there's this question of like, was Genshin the real Reaper, or not the real Reaper, the real professor? And then who is the Reaper? So like, I'm thinking possibly that these two are the same person, potentially. But who's to say? And maybe Gregson was investigating them, and then whoever the real Reaper was or is, and who's still out there, has killed Gregson. Welcome back, Jet. Oops, sorry. Shamji sweet. I still can't quite believe what just happened.
I know. I inquired with the bailiff after the court session was adjourned. And it seems Mr. Vigil was taken to hospital to recover.
Right. 10 years ago now, this man breasted boobily towards camera so hard that he gave him a psychotic break. Mr. Vigil attempted to commit suicide by jumping out of the window of the prison governor's office. But ever since then, he's completely blocked the memory of those events from his mind. Nobody knew his secret. Not his family, not even the man himself, but I forced it out of him into the open. I mean, I would say that you weren't entirely to blame. I think someone else in the room was a little bit more insistent on it. Was it wrong of me to do that? Did I overstep the mark, I wonder?
Bruno! Hello?
Oh, Iris.
You were miles away. Anyway, I've brewed a fresh pot of soothing tea for you.
Oh, thank you.
You and Susie have had an exhausting day so far, haven't you? Oh. Thank you, Iris. How thoughtful of you.
Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is? When we came out of the courtroom back into the defendant's antechamber, he disappeared.
Oh. No, I don't know. He just suddenly sprang to his feet and left. All he said was, "I must leave." I wonder if he's pursuing the mystery of Inspector Gregson's death. Well, you know what Hurley's always saying, don't you? There are mysteries in this world that should perhaps never be solved. For the construction of a solution comes only at the expense of the destruction of something else.
What does that mean?
Oh gee, Ryu, I wonder. It's
what it
almost like you did that in court just now.
He lacks a little bit of self-awareness, this one.
Yeah, he goes all flowery with describing what happened at the end of that case, and then he's like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
He knows very well that when you open someone else's old wounds, you often open your own, too. But he just can't take his own advice and leave well alone. Solving mysteries is too important to him.
That's so true. That is so true, bestie.
But that's what I like about Hurley, after all.
I suppose that's the lot of a great detective in some ways.
So then, let's have tea, and then I'll give you a hand.
Oh, do you have time, Iris?
Yes, I finished this month's manuscript at last, with barely a day to spare before the deadline. Oh, I'm so looking forward to it. A brand new story to read in the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. You know, I always hide Hurley's violin in the days before I have a deadline.
You do? Poor Mr. Sholmes.
I'm sure that's very wise, Iris. How sensible of you. Now then, my dear fellows, let's make a plan of action before we continue our investigation.
My dear fellows, she's copying him. All right. The Reaper's innocence. Interesting.
So, how did it go in court this morning?
Well, we still don't know about Well, we still don't know the truth about what really happened, but one thing's increasingly clear. Lord Van Zieks definitely didn't do it.
Oh, goody!
Yes, that's right. We managed to uncover several new facts as well.
Oh, really?
And there was another development too. Kazuma. Yeah, where is he now?
Yes, it's quite clear now that Kazuma-sama is not himself. The way he's acting, it's almost as if he's possessed.
I mean, he was hiding a lot of shit from you guys. I know. I mean, at the end of the proceedings earlier, he was like a bloodhound the way he was chasing down Mr. Vigil's forgotten past. He's wax. He is not normally so mercilessly persistent. What's going on in his head, I wonder? I really need to sit down with Kazuma and try to understand what he's going through. Please! Please! That's all I want! Let's go have a conversation with him, please! Can I leave? Iris, will you understand if I go look for Kazuma? If Gregson was really murdered the day before his body was discovered, then Lord Van Zieks has to be innocent, you see.
What? The day before? Well, that should be easy enough to work out, just by examining the corpse, surely.
Yes, you would expect so. But curiously... no time of death was included in the autopsy report.
That is curious.
There are still unanswered questions about Lord Van Zieks, though, aren't there?
Do you mean?
I mean, what was he doing there on Fresno Street that day in the first place? Oh yes, I went back into the previous VOD, mockingly but genuinely copying their dad's mannerisms. Iris handshake K. Yes, exactly. Sorry, I missed that. But I went back into the VOD where he was talking about what he was doing, and he said that he would not expand on why he was investigating Gregson. He just went into his office, read his diary, and was like, his what he wrote in his diary led me to believe he would be there at 5 o'clock. Very interesting, and he would not elaborate.
Well, according to the man's testimony, he said he was investigating Inspector Gregson, didn't he?
And it turns out that little room was actually the inspector's secret office.
Ooh, that sounds like it has all the makings of a wonderfully devilish plot.
He broke girl code, yes. But then why was that notice board in there covered in all those particular papers? Papers about cases with a link to the Reaper. I'm starting to get a bad feeling about all this.
Oh dear. That sounds more like something horribly devilish. We must start by looking into Inspector Gregson's movements of late.
I never imagined I might have to be investigating an inspector's movements.
Well, according to the entry in his diary, he was carrying out an incognito investigation of the Red-Headed League the day before his death. Oh! You mean he was doing the same as Hurley?
Well, Mr. Sholmes was trying to apply, whereas the inspector was supposed to be investigating.
I do wish it had been the other way around.
Anyway, as it turns out, the inspector who went to investigate the Red-Headed League that day wasn't actually Gregson at all. It was Mr. Vigil, in possession of Gregson's identification.
You know what that sounds like to me? Establishing an alibi. Oh my! Yes, you're absolutely right, Iris.
So, Gregson trying to establish an alibi for himself? But why would Gregson need an alibi?
It would appear that the inspector had something to do that he wished to keep a secret.
Well, we know that if he's investigating something like if this all goes back to Strongheart and Gregson's investigating something to do things that went wrong in the professor case, and he needs to keep that under wraps or he will get got. I mean, he got got anyways, but it makes sense that he would need an alibi.
I don't believe it. I always thought that he was just a harmless lover of fish and chips.
But perhaps they were seasoned with something a little more potent than salt and vinegar. That's such a stupid thing to say for you.
I think perhaps we should try to move away from food analogies.
Well, anyway, if Lord Van Zieks felt the need to investigate Gregson...
Yes, I agree. We must try to find out what he knows. Vigil, you say? Isn't that the name of the lady who came to visit Hurley yesterday? That's right. To ask Mr. Sholmes if he would help her to find her missing husband.
Only Mr. Sholmes completely passed the buck to us. Actually, didn't you say that Mr. Vigil had been taken to the hospital? Do you know which one? Probably St. Sinners.
Ah, it's St. Sinners.
I'm starting to wonder if all the other hospitals in London have closed down.
But that's amazing, Bruno! You found the lady's husband already!
Well, I suppose I have. By accident.
And 10 years ago, while Mr. Vigil was chief warder at the prison, he was responsible for overseeing the professor's incarceration. No!
So when the convict escaped, he was held responsible and immediately dismissed.
Sometimes I really don't want to grow up.
There's more. For 10 years after that, while he was ostensibly working as a peddler, he also had another secret job. I love this, like, recap of everything we just learned. He was paid by Gregson to be his stand-in, to impersonate the inspector.
To impersonate Gracie? But why?
I have absolutely no idea.
Ginny was right. I'm starting to think all adults are up to no good now. Including you, Bruno.
I haven't paid anyone to impersonate me.
That means he has ties to the professor and to Inspector Gregson, though. So I do think we ought to pay a visit to Mr. Vigil, don't you?
Back to St. Sinners, then. But I want to find Cosmo first. Where is he? Hello?
Well, I think it's clear what we need to do, isn't it? Let us investigate, my dear fellows. Oh, Iris, you're even more enthusiastic than usual today. If anyone has anything to hide, my special Wilson shooting iron will soon set them straight.
That water pistol?
It's stuffed full of a piping hot, extra special blend of mine. Then I'm quite sure it will be very effective.
I better be careful not to hide anything. No, don't shoot. Never mind. Well, it feels a little strange that Mr. Sholmes is nowhere to be seen, but still. Let's go and see what we can find out.
Yes! Yes!
All right. Let's go, shall we? You don't have anything else to say to me, do you? No? All right, let's move. Okay, but what if he's in here? What if he's in here? I don't want to go to St. Sinners yet. I want to go to... Okay, Mr. Vigil's hospital bed. We haven't visited this place for some time. Cosma? Are you here? Yes! Yes! Hi. Second November, British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. Oh, please, please, please go to Zeke's office and examine Cosma's desk. Okay, we'll do that in a second.
Hi.
No arguments, Prosecutor Asogi. You will continue with the trial exactly as I instructed. Is that clear? Perfectly.
It's Cosmo-sama!
Defying Lord Strongheart by the sound of it. He never did know when to back down.
Hi.
Are they ignoring me? Oh.
On your way now, Asogi. My lord.
Is he gonna... No! Oh, okay, there we go. Hi. Hi. Cosma. No! God. Why? He left without saying a word. I don't care. Care about this bitch.
Oh my god, your disappointment.
Listen, I don't care about anyone in this game more than I care about the guy that just left, all right?
Well, obviously he doesn't want to talk to us.
Why? He can trust me.
You damn well know why.
He can trust me. I'm his eyeball.
Can he though?
Yes. Are you kidding me? You think he can't trust me?
He obviously didn't tell us the truth until it all came to light forcibly.
But maybe because people who know things in London get got. They get got, so maybe he was protecting us.
Okay. I mean, he willingly asked Ryu to come with him to London.
Yeah, but he didn't tell him why.
Yeah, but eventually it would have come to pass, and then Ryu with his big fucking mouth and his would have eventually just gotten.
But he would have protected us with his 2 sexy swords.
Well, he would have only had one. Is one enough?
That's enough, yeah. He's pretty talented with it.
Obviously he didn't protect himself enough.
Clearly he did because he's still alive.
I mean, that wasn't by his own volition, but okay.
He survived. Don't worry about it.
Yes. What are you doing here?
I was just hoping to ask you a few questions, if you wouldn't mind.
I wanted Van Zieks' trial concluded today. But Prosecutor Asogi's unwelcome inquiries are going to make it take longer than necessary.
Unwelcome inquiries?
As a result, I'm losing even more precious time. Currently 2 hours, 55 minutes, and 41 seconds. 42. 43.
Okay, that's what is he doing with all this time when he's been behind? Because at one point he was behind for 11 hours. What were you doing, sir? What were you doing that made you 11 hours behind for what you needed to do?
Telling you all about the fucking symposium so we can implement forensic science into the London British judiciary.
Whoosh!
Whoosh!
Pretend there was birds behind me. But that
God,
was
it's like you don't even play this game, Tony.
That was before then, okay?
Then we must resolve everything before 3 hours have passed, Mr. Naruhodo.
Why 3 hours? In a miraculous not even 5 minutes? Anyway, I can't let the man's obvious bad mood put me off. I need information. Alright, fine, I guess I'll talk to you, even though you're not who I want to talk to. Does Prosecutor Asogi believe that Lord Van Zieks is the Reaper?
I wouldn't know. It was 10 years ago, in that fateful closed trial, that Lord Van Zieks made a name for himself among the judiciary. But the next trial he fought, he lost. It meant the ringleader of a criminal organization was acquitted, thanks to all the jurors being under duress.
But that's awful!
The man's freedom was short-lived. He lasted just 3 days.
Yes, let me see. He died in a rock slide at his place of work, I believe.
So wait, sorry, I was not following. Oh, okay, criminal organization. He lost. Okay, gotcha.
Correct. That was the inauguration of the Reaper of the Bailey.
And people believed Lord Van Zieks was responsible for a rock slide?
He was brought to trial himself, but it was shown to have been an accident.
So he must have had a solid alibi then.
Nevertheless, the mysterious deaths continued. In total, 16 persons perished in unusual circumstances, ostensibly at the hand of the Reaper. That's a long run of coincidences.
Well, the Reaper's true identity may well be revealed by this trial.
And the impact that revelation would have on the British public cannot be understated.
Is that why it's a closed trial?
Precisely. This country hasn't seen a closed trial for 10 years.
So the last one was the professor's? The trial of Genshin Asogi? Good night, Kirsten C.
Correct.
Actually, we heard that originally you were going to prosecute that trial for yourself, Lord Strongheart.
Van Zieks entreated me to relinquish the prosecution to him, that he might avenge his brother's death. And here we are 10 years later. With the son of the man Van Zieks had condemned now looking to avenge his father's death in the same way.
They do say what goes around comes around.
However, it would seem that the new young prosecutor is harboring some ulterior motive as well.
Because he knows you did it. Kazuma is?
I like my organization to run smoothly, in the exact manner that I prescribe. Same.
Yeah. You running AA for an AI zine.
As with the giant clock in here, I won't tolerate a single cog being out of step with the others.
Just like the boss in Incredibles. A company is like an enormous clock. You know? That guy.
Okay.
Anyways. So that's what all the gears are about in here.
Spoons?
Using mainly spoons. We dig a tunnel under the city and release it into the wild.
His face where he's like, ah. If the young man refuses to mesh with the other parts of my great machine, I will be forced to take steps.
Don't you fucking touch him. What do you mean?
Not something with which you need concern yourself. In any case, all your questions will be answered tomorrow. Now, I shall have to ask you to excuse me.
I'm keeping a fucking eye on you.
As of this moment, I've been delayed from attending my next meeting by precisely 3 hours.
Oh my, that is a long time.
And I hold you entirely responsible.
Even though we miraculously managed to fit everything into not even 5 minutes? I wonder if you might agree to us, talking with Prosecutor Asogi?
Discussions between the defense and the prosecution outside of the courtroom are generally frowned upon.
Generally, but it's just us girls here.
However, I will make an exception in this case because we're all girls. Now go. You can find him in his office.
Oh, thank you.
Let's go see him at once, Mr. Naruhodo.
Kazuma's my best friend in the world, but I'm really not at all sure I know how to talk to him at the moment. He's your best friend, you can talk to him. Okay. Prosecutor's office. Oh, hey, Clump. 2nd November, prosecutor's office. So, this is the office of Prosecutor Asogi now, is it? He took over his office! He's
My city now!
He's been drinking all the wine. He's like, now that loser's out of here, let's throw all these sacred chalices out the window.
Oh, she's smiling. Kazuma-sama is doing so well for himself.
Even though he's always forced to kneel on the floor Japanese style in that dark corner?
It's his habit to...
How do you say that? Seiza?
Seiza style.
Seiza style? Okay.
It's his habit to hit Seiza... It's his habit to sit Seiza style whenever he's working.
Appear before me. Well, it looks like our journey here was wasted. The prosecutor appears to be out.
Damn it! Perhaps we should discuss things with another prosecutor we know first?
Okay, but you wanted me to investigate his desk. Seiza. Okay. Yeah, what's good to investigate in here besides the desk? Let me know.
I mean, we pretty much investigated everything else, but...
Okay, but someone wanted me to investigate his desk. But, really? Maybe then... Oops, sorry. No. Oops. Alright, fine. Let's see. What have we here?
Mr. Naruhodo, it would be very underhand to glean information from Kazama-sama's office while he's absent. We should wait until he's here before we start nosing around.
Oh, of course, yes. She doesn't take any nonsense when it comes to Kazuma, does she?
That's her brother!
Okay, fine. Fine. I guess it won't let us really investigate anything, huh? Alright, that's fine. You mean investigate when Kazuma's here. Alright, okay.
You guys should be more clear about that. You wasted a lot of time here.
A lot of time. Hey. Second November, local prison, cell 1. Genuinely forgot Barack Van Zeeks existed for a second, and when Sasato said another prosecutor we know, I was like, who? Oh, Iris is with us. I forgot she was going to come with us.
Yeah, she's investigating with us.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't like being in that guy's the clock man's office.
Yeah.
He won't read his books anymore.
I've already read all of them. He's very elementary. Lord Van Zeeks is reading. Look. He got another letter from his lover. He doesn't seem like he wants visitors, does he? Kind of hard to kick him in the knees when he's behind the bars.
But he must have noticed that we're here, surely. You're all good, automatic boot, don't worry about it.
What do you Nipponese want?
Oh, we're back to this? That's no way to greet the lawyer who's trying his hardest to prove your innocence, is it?
Perhaps not. It's been such a long time since I've been Barack Van Zeeks.
Right?
I apologize. So what can I do for you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, finally a little respect.
Lord Van Zeeks, speaking earnestly. Oh, the fog will lift over London for the first time in months tomorrow.
This does feel very, very strange.
I must say, I was impressed.
Oh, well, thank you.
Not by you, by your fellow Nipponese, your prosecutor friend.
Oh, I see. Yes, well, join literally the rest of the Ace Attorney fans.
It's sardonic, don't you think? God, what the fuck? For a man such as me, so loathing of the Nipponese, to be entirely at the mercy of the two of you. I suppose it's retribution for having played the part of the Reaper all these years.
Played the part?
Come on, Ryu, we know this! God! Jesus Christ!
Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Shakes him. Shakes him.
Squeezes Chinosuke like.
No, literally, I'm just like.
Yeah, exactly. Retribution for racism, actually, is probably what that is. You once told me that you gladly allowed people to believe you were the Reaper, because it helped reduce the amount of serious crime that took place in London.
If keeping quiet and playing the part benefits the cause, a cause I myself am committed to pursuing, then why would I choose to say anything?
But the henchman of a criminal killed by the Reaper attacked you only the other day. And that was just the most recent of many attempts on your life, wasn't it? Someone is clearly profiting from your Someone is clearly profiting from your silence about all this. Someone is using you! Just as I suspected, it was strong arm all along.
Believe me, ever since the Reaper first appeared, I've been doing my utmost to expose him. Or rather, expose the organization.
It's a whole organization?
It's inconceivable that all those accidents were orchestrated by one man.
Then why can't the Reaper's curse travel overseas? If it's an organization, they can just send one of their people.
No, the Reaper always appears to have very accurate information about the accused in each case. Which can only mean that somebody at Scotland Yard is involved.
You can't mean...
It's taken me many years, but I finally identified the central figure in this Reaper organization. Tobias Gregson.
So Van Zieks thinks Gregson's the Reaper? So that's why he was investigating him. But he's not. He doesn't have any. You don't have any proof. You don't have any proof. You don't have any proof.
No!
Gregson, the Reaper? Okay, because we were saying that he thinks he's part of the Reaper. Okay, but we were saying Asogi was saying that the okay, because he believes that place on Fresno Street to be the Reaper's base of operations. So did he already know that? Like, did he already figure that? Well, no, because he's trying to accuse Van Zieks. This is all very tangled up. So, the reason you were investigating Inspector Gregson is because you intended to expose him as the Reaper? Gregson?
As I said, the Reaper of the Bailey is no single person. It's a highly secret organization with close ties to Scotland Yard. But there's no doubt that Gregson was a key member of that organization.
I don't believe it. Are you saying that Gregsy, that he was behind all those awful criminals meeting there?
Gregson didn't do the dirty work himself.
Oh, is that why he's establishing an alibi?
He was the tactician. His job was to covertly investigate the marks and plot their assassinations. In order to do that without arousing suspicion, he regularly needed a firm alibi.
Okay. Which is where Mr. Vigil came in, posing as the inspector.
Vigil knows nothing of the Reaper. But the room he rents on Fresno Street was almost certainly the headquarters of the operation. Gregson would have met the assassin there for briefings.
So we don't actually know who carried out the killings then? So was the assassin and are we good? So is that who killed Greg? Okay. Sorry.
Actually, I do have a name.
You... What?
Well, if you can name the man, you have the true identity of the Reaper already then.
Or, if I can name the woman.
Oh.
She's a young woman by the name of Assassin.
Aha! Well then... Wait. What? Shin? Okay, so did Gregson then send her to kill John?
Hello?
Miss Asa Shin, the true name of a terrifying killer I know only too well. Women can be murderers too, girl power. Support women's wrongs. She came to Japan posing as a visiting student and murdered Dr. John H. Wilson. Then, just when it seemed that diplomatic protection would help her escape Japan and conviction, the mysterious woman was herself murdered in a small summer beach hut.
Assassin, like assassin.
Oh,
That's yeah.
I see. And that woman was actually the Reaper of the Bailey?
Mr. Naruhodo, this perhaps isn't the place to discuss.
No, of course not. We can't mention it here. The fact that she killed Dr. John H. Wilson. Because Iris doesn't know, and it's very likely that the man was her father.
Assassin, I should let father know at once.
Yes, I agree.
Kazuma, isn't it? Kazuma Asugi. You say he's a friend of yours.
My best friend. The way I was actually about to say, he's actually my best friend. He's the whole reason I got to come to Britain. It was all on his merits. I have nothing but respect for him.
Yes, I understand that only the very best students are selected for such opportunities. And I had a fine demonstration of how sharp he is in the proceedings earlier today. He missed nothing.
The YouTube translation had "I had nothing but respect for him as he is my pride and joy." Oh my god. When you're so fucking proud of your partner.
In fact, his flawless performance very much reminded me of his father.
Kenshin Asogi, the professor.
It's true that the aristocracy at the time was at the root of numerous grave societal problems. They were abusing their power, playing with the common man as pawns in politics, in economics, in war. In many ways, Asugi was carving out a canker from society that we British couldn't deal with ourselves.
And was your brother part of that? I see.
But that's precisely why it makes no sense. Clint Van Seeks was a noble and upstanding man. He wasn't corrupt.
But aren't you, you might be a little biased there.
Why did that damn Nipponese have to go and take my brother's life?
I mean, on this level, I feel bad for him, but then it's
In spite of having once saved mine.
He saved your life? How did that happen?
Hey, Nami. Welcome. Saving your life.
It was 10 years ago on a foggy night. What was to be the professor's final strike had sent a wave of panic through the capital.
So Clint Van Zieks had already been killed at this point then.
Genshin and I were walking down some back streets at a late hour.
Can you hear him? He's gone.
Of course, at that point I had no idea of the true nature of the man at my side.
Nami, we've been to Van Zieks' office, but Cosmo wasn't there.
All of a sudden,
Don't make a peep. You're coming with us.
Hey, Genshin. Get shot.
we were surrounded.
He really is a baby here. Infant.
Yeah, it doesn't. In this picture, he looks more like younger, and the other one, it just looks awkward.
Yeah. Oh, the ribbon. Oh my gosh.
The breeze is hereditary.
It is.
All of our assailants were armed with pistols, their faces obscured by scarves. Clint was not only from noble heritage, he was a brilliant prosecutor as well. The scum of London hated the sight of him, and they had no sympathy for his younger brother either. I'd been targeted several times before already.
Yeah, it's Van Zieks, alright. We've got him.
I could hear them murmuring amongst themselves. I knew they were after me. But just when I thought my time had come,
I don't know who should me or you take Genshin. Does it really matter? Should I take Genshin?
Yeah, go ahead. Take Genshin.
Okay, I mean, what does he sound like? I guess it doesn't really matter.
If I let them kill you, Clint would never forgive me.
So he was friends with Clint first.
it was Asugi's voice, just a whisper in my ear.
Well, but then, so yeah, this is pointing to his innocence, because why would he give a shit about what Clint would think if he killed him?
After that, I don't remember exactly what happened. The next thing I knew, there was silence all around. Genshin lay on the cobbled street. Blood was seeping from his left hand. He'd shielded me. 2 days later, they arrested him. On suspicion of being London's most notorious mass murderer ever. The Professor.
How awful for you.
All at once, I lost the brother I revered and the foreign friend I held in such high regard.
I'm so sorry, Lord Van Zieks.
That's the end of my miserable tale. I never thought I'd recount it to anyone.
It's the end of his trauma dumping. Well, thank you for confiding in me.
The Professor, the Reaper, and Inspector Gregson. I wonder just how intimately related they all are.
I still can't quite believe that Gregson was essentially the Reaper. That can't be, like... That was too easy. Giving assassination orders to Giselle Brett?
Mr. Naruhodo, let's go and inform my father. I'm sure our government will want to hear about this new information. Oh, that means I get to meet your daddy, Susie! Hooray!
Yes, alright. Let's head back to the Great Waterloo Hotel then. But first, let's swing by your office.
Jesus Christ, thank God that's over. Like, for some reason, like, maybe it's just, like, I've been drinking a lot of water. But, like, when I've been doing Brock Van Zeke's voice tonight, like, my vision has been getting spotty.
Really?
Like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, I'm trying to get the voice out and, like, my vision's going, like, in and out or something. I don't know.
I do find that sometimes, like, when I'm doing Apollo's voice, so there's a little bit of constriction going on with the muscles, and sometimes, if I do it for too long, I do get a little bit lightheaded, and my theory is that the muscles tighten up so much that it constricts blood flow a little bit.
Maybe, but like, but the thing is like, I could do Apollo's. I mean, I have been drinking water. I've been, like, Apollo's voice I could do just fine, but I don't know, for some reason, just tonight, like, Barack's voice is, like, messing with my eyes.
Well, at least it's over. You don't have to voice him again, do you? Is he coming back?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that should be it for tonight.
Okay. Where's the... Okay, let's go back here and see if he's there. Let's see if he's there. Is he there? Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Second November Prosecutor's Office. Hello! Sex! Kazuma.
I thought it wouldn't be long before you paid me a visit, Naruto. I was right about what I said, wasn't I?
Sorry?
That you have all the makings of a great defense lawyer.
Well, I always believed that you'd fulfill your dream of advocating in the British courts. I just never imagined for 1 second that it would be as a prosecutor.
Seeing you stand in a foreign courtroom, so gallantly realizing your dream, Kazuma-sama. I'm truly happy for you.
And I am truly thankful to you, Judicial Assistant Mikotoba.
He grabs both of them.
Naruto. I always thought it would be fun for you and I to shake up the British legal system a little together.
Just a fun date ideas. Turn a country upside down.
This isn't quite how I envisioned it, but I suppose it's just another twist of fate.
I've learned a lot of things during my time in London. About how Susato-san's father was himself a visiting student here once, along with Judge Jigoku. And about what happened with your father.
Then you'll have no difficulty understanding why I had no choice. Why I had to find a way to get to Britain as a visiting student myself.
I want to hear it from you, Kazuma.
As you wish, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Alright, let's have a conversation. Your disappearance! Tell me! Oh my god. Grace, I was not gonna say it, but... It's getting on for a year now. Since what happened on the SS Boria. We were headed across the oceans from Japan to Great Britain.
He's sleeping.
When a bizarre series... They keep mixing up serious and series. I noticed that before. When a bizarre series of coincidences led to those tragic events. Present your armband. Okay, thank you. Okay, so 2 things. Present the armband, investigate the desk.
Man, these better be fucking good. You guys keep piping it up. It better be fucking good.
Be good. Wee, crying! Ah! I thought I'd lost my best friend forever.
I must have been unconscious for a long time. When I awoke, I was lying on a bed. It was a narrow little room. There was a posy of flowers by the pillow. It took me a little while to realize that I was in the cabin of a ship. I slipped out of the room and headed up onto the deck.
Were you already suffering from amnesia at that point?
Yes, I didn't know what had happened or where I was. There was just this voice in my head. You have something to do, someone no one else can know about. Go to Great Britain. Your task awaits you there.
Interesting. They gave him flowers.
It was a calling I couldn't ignore. It compelled me relentlessly. Out on deck, I saw that I was on a huge steamship and we were docked in a large port.
It must have been Hong Kong.
Yes, it must have been. Presumably just before they were due to carry your body off the ship.
I had no idea of the situation, but I did have the feeling that this was in some way my last chance. So I concealed myself among the disembarking passengers and went ashore. Then I disappeared into the crowded streets of that foreign port city. So I could plan my onward journey to Great Britain.
Your journey to Great Britain. Let's hear about it.
Just under a year ago, with all my past memories lost to me, I was left behind in Hong Kong. Everything was foreign to me. The sights, the sounds, the smells. My head reeled. I was truly at a loss. I realized now that I had escaped as a dead man, with nothing but the clothes on my back. No money, of course.
Oh, how terrifying for you.
Luckily, though, I had 2 feathers in my cap.
One being your knowledge of English, I suppose.
That's right. And on the back of that, I was able to pick up some work as a deckhand on a cargo ship.
Okay, so the thing where he's carrying the whole stack of shit and an apple's gonna fall on his head.
Eventually, after calling at countless ports, I finally arrived at Dover. They must have been some 3 months ago now.
A formidable tenacity of purpose showing itself again. I mean, the man had lost his memory and had literally nothing to his name. But he still managed to make his way to London on the opposite side of the world.
Of course, I had no idea why I'd move heaven and earth to get there at that point.
So, how did you end up becoming Lord Van Zieks' apprentice then? Because that's the other thing. Last time, Van Zieks said, like, or Ryu said, I don't understand why Lord Strongheart appointed Asogi as your apprentice. And Van Zieks is like, oh, he does that. He's just like that. He likes to fuck with me. No doubt he knew of Asogi's identity, but he showed up with, like, no identification. So how would he know? Anyways.
That can only be called an extraordinary stroke of luck, really. You see, I was stopped at the border because I had no papers. They took me straight to Scotland Yard. And by sheer coincidence, Lord Strongheart was there to attend a meeting. That's when the second feather in my cap came into play.
Would that have been your knowledge of the law?
But doesn't that, like, go away with amnesia?
Yes, exactly.
Well, amnesia is not just a set thing, you know.
I guess, yeah, that's fair.
Lord Strongheart was curious about an Easterner with intimate knowledge of British law. He took me back with him to the Supreme Court and assigned me to the prosecutor's office.
And then, 9 days ago, you finally got your memory back after the trial involving Drebber.
Yes, I did.
Your father, Genshin. Everyone's dad is a Delph in this. Ever since I first met you at Yume, you talked about your dream.
Mark my words, Naruhodo. I'll be chosen as a visiting student and make my way to Great Britain someday.
Did you know the entire time about what happened to your father here?
16 years ago.
Are we going to be... Sorry.
When my father left on that exciting trip to Great Britain, I was just a boy.
The cutest little thing I've ever seen is what you were! Oh my god! He's like, I want to squish him! Oh!
We took a photograph together the day before his departure. It's my last memory of him. But what I remember most about my father is his unswerving sense of justice.
God. And he has, wait, hold on. No, we can't go back and see the picture. He had like a little stick. A little stick. Oh, okay. Sorry. His wooden sword.
6 years after he left, a gentleman called at our family home. He told me that Genshin, my father, had been taken ill in England and passed away. It was Professor Mikotoba, your father, Susato-san.
My.
Ever since then, the professor was very good to me. He even helped to fund my university education at Yume. I'll be forever in his debt. But nevertheless, I just couldn't bring myself to believe what he'd told me.
Oh.
Then one day, a letter arrived at our house from Britain. There was no indication of the sender, so I opened it, assuming it was from an old acquaintance of my father. What I read in that letter changed my entire life.
What did it say?
It said that my father had been a mass murderer, and the writer cursed the Asogi name.
Clint, did you send... or not Clint, Barack, did you send a letter?
No.
As a result of that letter, I found out what had been hidden from me all those years. Presumably, the letter was sent from a relative of one of the victims. If whoever it was had been a member of the judiciary, he could have been present at the closed trial. The letter revealed that my father had been sentenced to death, executed for being a killer.
I'm so sorry you had to find out that way.
I imagine the British government did its very best to silence whoever sent that letter. But someone who knew the truth and couldn't bear the resentment was always going to be a problem.
But still, it could have been written by anyone. Why would you believe such a thing?
There was a newspaper cutting included with the letter. It was the first I'd ever heard of the professor and his terrible killing spree.
Well, what did my father have to say about the letter?
I couldn't bring myself to show it to him.
What? Why not?
Because he deliberately concealed the truth from me by telling me my father was taken by a fatal illness. That couldn't have been easy for him, and he'd done it out of consideration for my feelings. So, instead, I showed the letter to Judge Jigoku.
Oh, to the other visiting student.
He faltered for the briefest of moments, but then he just laughed the letter off.
What?
But in that moment, I saw it in his face. He was undeniably shocked, shaken momentarily, before recovering his poise. A year later, my bereaved mother succumbed to the strain of grief, and she too passed away.
Oh my god. Kazuma.
That's when I made up my mind that one day, without fail, I would cross the seas to Britain and seek the truth for myself. The truth about my father, Genshin Asogi.
Bean, look at the little flick of his hair that's like, oh, his little cowlick. No. Oh, Bean.
And I wouldn't let anyone stand in my way.
Oh, Kazuma-sama.
What we learned today in court turned things completely on their head. It was an impressive piece of lawyering. Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Come on, Kazuma. My name's not really that much of a tongue twister.
How about you go kill yourself?
Lord Van Zeeks isn't the Reaper, you know. I almost don't want to believe it myself, but it turns out that Inspector Gregson himself, the victim, was...
It's clear that the inspector was behind the Reaper's activity all along.
Is it? What? You mean you knew?
The real question is, who's been giving orders to the inspector? Yes, Barack Van Zeeks is the real Reaper.
No, it's Strongheart.
And I know that 10 years ago it was him who decided my father must be a mass murderer and sent him to his grave.
But who was the co-counsel on that trial?
No, he was merely seeing that justice was done as the law dictates. He's not to blame.
Ultimately, it's people who condemn people. The law is just a tool that they use to do it. And when a man condemns another, he must take responsibility for his actions. Of course he must. But I know for certain that my father would never have taken another man's life.
Kazuma.
On the contrary, my father's life was taken by the Reaper.
Would you like to look at my armband? Will this cheer you up? Kazuma, this is your armband.
Actually, I think it's yours now.
Sorry?
You're the defense lawyer. You have a talent for it. I've always known that you would. And now you've chosen to take that path in life. As your friend, I couldn't be happier for you, or more proud.
Kazuma.
So you keep hold of that. Besides, I'm a prosecutor now. That armband would have no meaning for me. It wouldn't go with my sex however outfit. It's not the right color.
Actually, you're so right. This is more of a cream, and you're wearing all white. It just wouldn't. It would clash. Well, if you're sure. Thank you, my friend. Oh. Wait. Okay. Now I have to examine everything in his office. Starting with this desk. But it's not even letting me examine it. Interesting. Let's examine the wine casks again. Casks floor to ceiling, just like the last time we were here. Hallowed barrels, I suppose.
They're arranged according to vintage, flavor, and region. Every week, they're all taken out and put back in order.
What? Every week? Does Lord Van Zeeks drink that much wine?
Lord Van Zeeks can't seem to settle on the perfect way of arranging them, you see. Vintage, flavor, and region don't neatly coincide. That's the trouble.
Gosh, being his apprentice must have been a real challenge.
Actually, no.
Oh?
He considers the task too important to entrust to anybody else, so he does it entirely on his own.
So he's a barrel of laughs here and in court then. The bats again? Bats? What?
You disturbed the bats, did you? Fitting companions of Lord Van Zeeks, wouldn't you say?
Actually, I've seen things flying in Lord Strongheart's office too. Doves, I think.
Perhaps you have to like birds to attain rank in the judiciary here.
Does he think bats are birds?
Although bats aren't birds, of course, dumbass.
Naruto's stupid ass. How about a sparrow for you?
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing. Sorry, just thinking out loud. Okay, let's. Oh, what do you have to say about Clipped? Do you know who the man in the portrait is?
Why would I?
What? But you're Lord Van Zeeks' apprentice.
Yes, apprentice, not friend. And during the time I was suffering from amnesia, I didn't even notice that picture.
Oh, really? I mean, it's not the smallest picture.
I wouldn't have the first idea what the man decorates his office with.
Except you know that he sorts around his vintages? I mean, I guess that's an activity you can't really avoid. Okay, maybe it's this desk. There's Lord Van Zeeks' incredibly stylish desk.
It's not my style, though.
No, I noticed you've been working at. I noticed you've been lurking at that. Fuck. No,
Oh, who can't do tongue twisters now?
You know what? I get one pass. I get one pass. It's every day with you. No, I noticed you've been working at that little table on the floor, kneeling down Seiza style. I thought it was some kind of punishment set up by Lord Van Zeeks when I first saw it.
I find it the most comfortable way to work.
I can't do it. After a couple of minutes of sitting with my legs folded under me, they start to go tingly. Me too! I was literally just telling Brad that the other day. I can't sit cross-legged or my legs under me.
Don't exaggerate, Naruhodo. We both know you can't even manage a minute.
Fine. Oh, do you drink these vintages? Lord Van Zeeks' fine collection of hallowed chalices and bottles, all neatly lined up.
Yes, he's extremely particular about all that. He has a strict regime for everything, from the storage of the cast to the bottling of their contents.
Gosh, you must be having a really tough time of it being his apprentice.
Actually, no.
Oh?
He's so particular about it all, he refuses to let anyone else touch any of it.
Okay.
So it's been quite easy for me, in fact.
Talk about weird. Anyway, I'm gonna go practice some more tongue twisters and be very normal. Okay, let's look at this, shall we? Hello? Can I... Why is this? Okay. Haha! What the?
It's a scale model of the crime scene.
Oh. Yes, I realize that. Does the prosecution office make a model of the scene for every single case?
Apparently so.
We're working with a high budget here.
Sometimes it helps to visualize things better and notice things you hadn't spotted before. Actually, the miniature notice board is my work.
Arts and crafts? Be honest, you enjoyed making that. Oh my god, arts and crafts Kazuma real? How lovely. lovely. Early little thief. Okay, well, I guess there's nothing else. Can I do anything else for you, King? I guess I can give you, maybe give you, I don't know. Do you know whose gun this is? Tell me, do you know?
The Reaper. At last I get to take my revenge.
Kazuma, Lord Van Zieks isn't responsible for your father's death, and he's not the Reaper. He's the defendant and deserving of a fair trial.
You mean like the one my father had? It's a closed trial now, too. The conditions are exactly as they were 10 years ago. And even if it ruffles some feathers, I have a plan to show that man for what he really is.
Kazuma. You know, I think we should just let him. I think he's making points. Actually, oh no, okay, he gave that to me, so he would have seen it. I don't know. Maybe look at this? No. Oh, okay, okay. Kazuma, what do you make of this?
There's only one place where defense lawyers and prosecutors should discuss evidence. The courtroom. So it seems you're still confused by the situation. That's what I make of it.
I get the feeling my friend's always going to have I get the feeling my friend's always going to have the edge over me, isn't he? I think you have other places to check out first before progressing, okay. Alright, fine. I suppose so. Alright. I know that we're supposed to go see Vigil, but I wanted to see him. Don't I get to say goodbye to him? I don't want to just leave.
You have a lot of places to go before you go back there.
Second November, St. Sinners Hospital, Ward 3.
Hi, King. Okay, I guess. Crutches? Alright. I just want to see if there's... Alright. Nothing particular. No. Alright, let's check out his medical records that we're not supposed to be able to access. These must be the patient's treatment notes. Let's see. Tendency to jump from windows. Remember to place cushions at base of wall outside. Ruh-roh. Aren't we a story up from the ground here?
Oh dear. Poor Mr. Vigil.
I can't help feeling there's a better solution to the problem than a cushion, though. Finding something you lost isn't always a happy experience, it turns out. Pursuing the truth can be a very dark business sometimes, can't it?
Yes, I'm afraid it can.
There's a place we need to go before we come here.
Really? Oh! Okay, fine.
It's almost like we've gotten a hint about
Oh, we gotta go. Sorry, we gotta go talk to the Dilfs. Forgot. Hey, Dilfs. 2nd November, Great Waterloo. Waterloo, I was defeated, you on the wall.
I thought it yesterday and I think it again today. This place is so princely.
It's a wild guess, but I have a feeling you'll think the same tomorrow, too.
My tea has a finer fragrance than whatever they're serving in the tea room here, though, wouldn't you say?
Is this, Jigoku? What, it sounds more like Jigoku. Let's try that.
Okay.
Ah, look who we have here. This is an unexpected pleasure.
Oh, never mind.
Never mind. Okay. I was unsure.
Ah, Father! Ooh, is this your daddy, Susie? How lovely!
What a charming young lady. And you are.
Oh,
Ah, really? So you're the author of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, are you?
That's me, Iris Wilson, at your service, sir. Susie's been such a wonderful friend to me over the last year, you know.
Well, Miss Wilson, I must say I read your work regularly and with much interest.
Iris actually lives with Mr. Sholmes, you know, Father.
Is that so? Well, perhaps that goes some way to explaining that bright look in your eyes.
He knows that Susato must have been so excited to meet Sholmes. You wouldn't be smiling so airily if you knew just how bright she is, believe me. Why not? What's that supposed to mean?
Now then, young Naruhodo, it was a pleasure seeing you in action earlier. As an invitee of the symposium, I was allowed to observe from the gallery after I twisted some arms. And I must say, it was a truly exemplary performance.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Although I'm fairly sure you omitted by Kazuma on the end there.
No, please don't misunderstand. It was you who impressed me.
I love that, like, oh, no. Really?
You didn't miss a step against Asogi, and we all know how capable he is. Really, to have matured into such a fine defense lawyer in less than a year is quite extraordinary.
It's very kind of you to say so. And really nice to hear. Aw.
What I saw in the courtroom today confirmed what I'd been hoping for. The favor I mentioned yesterday, Naruhodo, I trust you haven't forgotten.
He had asked him for a favor, but he wasn't able to ask it
Oh,
because
right,
they had to take a
Susato.
picture and leave.
Right. Okay.
So we don't know what it is yet.
Okay, well, all these fucking people and asking for favors and not finishing and blah. Oh, no, you did mention something, didn't you?
But first, we have something to report, Father.
Of course. Shall we take tea while we discuss matters further?
I wonder where Judge Jigoku has got to. About the Reaper. Only have 5 minutes left.
Father, do you know about the so-called Reaper of the Bailey?
I've heard rumors. Some members of the judiciary explained it all to me yesterday. Of course, when I was a visiting student here in London, the Reaper was yet to emerge.
Right. He didn't appear until after that case when visiting student. Well, sorry. He didn't appear until after that case when the visiting students had already returned home.
Lord Van Zeeks was in the dock today. That was Baroque, the younger brother of Clint Van Zeeks, I believe.
That's right. And he's known throughout London as the Reaper, as you've heard. But the truth is, it wasn't him behind all of those mysterious deaths. It was somebody else.
I see. So what you're saying is there's been a professional killer at work here.
Exactly. Someone by the name of Asa Shin, in fact.
I beg your pardon?
Do you know that name?
Of course he knows that name.
Well, I'm just, but like, I just don't know how. Well, I guess it would have been. He would have figured out that, or he would have been privy to the information that they were researching Asian. I forgot. He's not the one who told us. It was no. It was Susato who told me. I guess he told Susato.
Did you say assassin? You mean that Giselle Brett woman who was responsible for killing my great friend?
Oh no! A friend of yours was killed?
Professor Mikotoba, I think perhaps we shouldn't discuss this right now. Because the friend the professor is talking about is Dr. John H. Wilson. And that's not something we want Iris to find out about. Not like this, anyway.
remembered something. Biscuits. This hotel has the most delicious looking biscuits.
That was rather out of the blue.
She's doing this deliberately.
I think I'll go and see if I can purchase some. I wonder, would you like to come too, Iris? Oh, yes! You just tried to leave me behind.
So that young girl is called Iris Wilson, is she?
Yes, that's right.
And she's the author of all those adventure stories starring the great detective Sholmes? The one my daughter's so obsessed about. The one I had to spend money on every single week.
Specially
The-
imported.
The pillow with the weird man's face on it. That's Sherlock Holmes?
Yes,
Sherlock Holmes?
the one you had to replace because she left it in London and then someone shot it.
But the name of the credited author isn't Iris, is it? It's Dr. John H. Wilson.
Yes, I know. That's the name of her father, you see.
Her father? Dr. John H. Wilson. I was deeply indebted to the man for all the kindness he showed me during my time in London. That's why I was keen to reciprocate and invite him to the Imperial Yume University 4 years ago.
But he was murdered last year by Giselle Brett. Why? Why would the hand of the Reaper stretch all the way to Japan? So it does follow people overseas. Iris knows nothing about that case. But it seems very likely that the victim, Dr. Wilson, was her father.
Well, I can't say that we ever spoke about his family, so I don't know if he had a daughter or not.
John? You piece of shit!
But I think I can say with some certainty that he was never the great detective's partner.
Really? So, it could have been another Dr. Wilson, you think?
Well, John and Wilson are both common names, after all. Still, it's probably best not to mention this to the young lady until we can be sure.
That's what we thought, yes.
We're back with cinnamon biscuits.
Ooh, they smell delicious, Iris.
I think cinnamon will go very well with the tea they serve here, don't you, Susie? Yes, I'm sure you're right, Iris.
Well, do we want to finish this dialogue or do we just want to leave it here? Because we can always come back.
Let's finish it up and then we will leave the rest for next week.
Okay. Not next week, 2 days from now.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't seen Judge Jigoku for a while, have you? Guilty! But that guilty is still ringing in my ears.
No, now you mentioned it, I haven't seen him since this morning either. I suppose since the symposium's opening was postponed, he'll have gone to explore at the Great Exhibition.
Is that still happening? The exhibition? I thought that it was done with, like I thought that was just like kind of like a one day kind of, not one day, but like, I thought that it had already passed. Is it, how long is the event? Is it like, whatever.
I mean, like, imagine you got people coming from all over the world to show off their stuff. I think that it, you know,
Okay, so it's
be a
probably
little longer.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. It's 3 months. Okay, that's pretty long. All right.
That reminds me of something you mentioned yesterday. About Judge Shikoku having once been in the dock himself?
Yeah.
Yes. He was all tied up with that accursed child.
The
closed trial of Kazuma's father.
Seshiro was trying to mitigate Genshin's guilt, so he took to the stand to testify. But he got a little carried away and actually managed to break the witness stand.
I mean, he is like a giant man.
Oh my!
He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire, for which he was charged.
Oh dear. Although it's worryingly easy to imagine him doing that.
Love that for him.
Well, it was all alright in the end. He was acquitted and we returned home to Japan together.
Was it all right? Genshin got convicted of murder.
Thank goodness.
Yes. Talking of Seshiro, I have a copy of the photograph we all took together here yesterday. Please.
The one where you look terrified.
Oh, what a lovely picture.
It certainly seems to shout, "We've arrived in Britain."
He looks so... Something about him. It's so funny.
None of us had any idea what was coming when we took that, did we?
No. No, that's so true.
The favor. So, you mentioned a favor that you'd like to ask me?
Well, this fateful trial that you're fighting, one way or another, it will be over before long. And when it is, I'd like you to accompany me back to Japan.
Okay. You want me to do...
What?
What is it?
Father? What's the meaning of this?
Now, Susato, you should understand. You've seen how our courts work firsthand.
I love this, like her glaring at him like this. This is great.
Japan's judicial system is in its infancy, especially when it comes to defense.
Oh, you mean...
The Supreme Court of Judicature is in desperate need of a good defense lawyer. As soon as possible. Really, quite urgently, in fact.
Who needs defending?
But... I've not even been in London a year yet!
I've read all of Susato's reports. I'm well aware of your extraordinary talents. And having seen you in action with my own eyes earlier today, there's no question. You, Nodohodo, are precisely the man our country needs.
So... you'd be leaving then, Runo?
Oh, Iris.
But then... what am I supposed to do, Father?
Stay here as Ryutaro.
We need an attorney. An ace attorney.
A great ace attorney.
You came here to serve as Asogi's judicial assistant.
Oh, yes. She's supposed to be Kazuma's assistant.
Our government is still in the process of deciding how to best deal with his situation, though. You've always chosen your own path, Susato. And I trust your judgment. In this matter also.
Father!
Please, the pair of you, don't look so downcast. It's merely a suggestion. You understand. A hope, if I'm honest, but I won't force you. All I ask is that you consider it and come to a decision by the time the trial concludes.
Yes. All right. Oh.
You won't leave, will you, Runo?
The thought hadn't even crossed my mind. Up until now, I've just been trying to do what I believe to be Kazuma's will. But it turns out that he's still alive, so... where does that leave me?
Okay, so we leave it here then?
Yeah, we can leave it here.
All right. Very interesting developments today. Extremely interesting. Oh, I'm so glad we got to play because I would have been going crazy otherwise. But, well, I had a wondrous time today. Thank you, Jet, for joining me and for
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you for being so considerate and doing an extra stream with me. Even though you're doing your Apollo Justice rerun too.
Yeah, in addition to my Friday streams too. I'm playing
Right.
I forget what that game is called.
I know you mentioned it. I also have no idea what it is. But yes, so I hope everyone had a great time. We were very focused today.
I did a lot of talking.
We did a lot of talking, yeah.
Also, you said a lot of fucking shit.
He did, but I was so happy. I was so happy to see him say things. So doesn't that make it all worth it?
I guess. You.
Yes, okay, sorry. Beautiful objection. Yes, Jet streams on his channel. You should put your link in the chat again.
Yeah, on Fridays I stream AI, the Somnium Files. That's a blind playthrough. It's also like a visual novel murder mystery game. And then on Sundays I stream. I'm currently doing a replay of AA4, where I sit there and just completely breeze through it.
Yeah, because you're number
Because I
one.
played it numerous times.
Yeah, number one AA4 stan.
Yes.
But yeah, so I will see you guys all again on Wednesday for more of this. But yeah, this was kind of like I felt like I had to do kind of a makeup stream too because I've missed so many Saturday streams.
Bringing that up, I'm not gonna be here this Saturday either. My cousin's birthday party.
Okay.
So.
All right. Another cousin's birthday party?
I have numerous
Cousins.
Yeah. Also, thank you, Gunapologist and Gibby for following. All of a sudden I heard Edrith go, "What's the matter, right?" It's because I have my Streamlabs open.
Yeah.
Again.
What's the matter, right?
And then Sherlock Holmes does like a little bow.
Oh, wonderful. So yes, so Apollo Justice over there, DGS over here, and then we will. Yes, happy birthday to your cousin. And then Saturday it will just be me and Jesse then.
Yeah.
We're doing AA6. We haven't played in so long. I'll have to remember where we are.
We're doing a civil trial.
We're doing a civil trial. We sure are. Yeah. So yes. So I'll see you guys all on Wednesday if you can make it. And if not, see you on Saturday. Or I'll see you when I see you. Yeah. Anyways, good night. Goodbye.
Have a nice night.